Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Tuesday. I'm Dustin,
I'm Chandra. Hi, guys.
and we're here to hang out. It's a Disney countdown. We will be in the parks in 7 days. 7 days from right now, we have already left the Magic Kingdom and have gone over to Hollywood Studios to see Toy Story Land to watch our granddaughter's head explode.
Well,
Well, she's going to be like,
I think she'll be excited.
I think,
We probably need to watch Cowboy movie this week.
yeah, we probably do need to put on the Cowboy movie this week. That is Toy Story. Toy Story Land is amazing. We saw that in 2018 when she and I went by ourselves.
Yeah.
Sarah's in the house. Matt's in the house. Cindy was here, but she has left. I will miss you. Cindy and her husband are in New Hampshire. Our thoughts and all of that go out to them in this time. So Matt and Sarah, I don't know. You guys are pretty public about your. Oh, Cindy's still here. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm glad you're here, Cindy. And enjoyment is eating a steak. There's no better food than steak.
You're not wrong.
I mean pizza, but I mean
Pizza's not a steak.
no, pizza is not steak because it's made of pizza, and steak is made of steak.
Yeah.
Sometimes I gotta explain stuff to her.
Anywho, I'm currently being cleaned by the cat and I'm mildly distracted. It happens. This is Thor. He says nothing to anybody, but this is Thor.
We were there while they were still building Galaxy's Edge. They were still building the Skyliner, all of that fun stuff. I don't even think they had even started building Tron yet.
No, they hadn't.
It was announced, but they hadn't started building it yet. So it'll be 5 years for our return. And I am jumping out of my skin, excited to go. I was texting everybody today talking about Tuesday's itinerary because Magic Kingdom opens at 8 a.m. or 7:30 if you have the extra magic hours or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You're staying at a luxury resort or whatever, which we are not. We are staying off property in a house because money.
Right. Well, and to get the room for everybody to be able to go, we can't afford on property for that unless we're going to stack people under the beds or something.
Yeah, we went to a travel agent to see how much it would cost to get everybody to stay at a moderate resort, and it was
stupid.
$36,000.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
It was just dumb.
So we saved
because we're also going to be there
almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it was, yeah. But I'm excited. Sarah works at Disney. She is in Galaxy's Edge, is my understanding, and Matt works for Disney too, if I'm not mistaken.
Jen, this cat is Thor. We also have Bruce, and we have Tigger. And Tigger is the one who I was concerned about having lost last week. He has not yet come home, but my son did come over yesterday.
Yeah, he was over.
Work.
Yeah.
Came over yesterday and said he saw him at the end of the street. So I'm encouraged. Like I said, I know he has another family, and he may be mad at me because I think he was on the roof of my car and he jumped off when I was driving to work, and that might, piss a cat off. But hopefully he'll come back. I think tonight maybe we'll go for a walk and call for him. He is old. He's 14, and I think he just sometimes gets tired of my crap.
So one question I have with our little 5-year-old, she is not so good always with lines that we're finding. We haven't done a lot with standing in lines with her, but I just want to know, is there child swaps without having to make them stand in line?
As in, can we trade her for another one or what?
No, I mean an adult waits in line and then we text when we get closer, then they could bring her in or whatever to ride whatever ride it is. But I imagine most rides she wants to ride probably won't have a long line. She's gonna love teacups and she's gonna love
the teacups.
Yeah.
That's my least favorite ride in the entire park is the teacups. And I'm not a huge fan of the Dumbo ride either.
I have never ridden Dumbo.
So story time. My middle child is now 23. He'll be 24 at the end of the year. And we went to Disney when he was 3, 4, somewhere in that range.
I was not around yet. I was a deadbeat stepdad.
I went with my ex-husband and his whole family. And there were 2 kids that were not my kids and 2 kids that were my kids. And so essentially there was an adult per child, right? Plus an extra adult, which was me at the time. And we sat down, got food at the Ariel's Grotto that's not there anymore. And I went inside to get
Ariel's Grotto. Well, is it Ariel's? Because
I don't think it's there anymore. I could be wrong.
There's a whole new Ariel thing there now.
It used to be called Ariel's Grotto, and it was like an outdoor seating area, and you could get food nearby. So I went in to get my food, and whatever you just did, the lighting changed. I don't know what you're doing. He's messing with things.
Yeah.
Anywho, I went in to get my food, and when I come back out, my sister-in-law at the time goes, "Don't panic. We've lost your son." I start laughing because obviously this is a joke. You didn't lose my kid in Disney World. There's 1 adult per child. How could that happen? She goes, "No, I'm not kidding. We've lost your son." So I freak out. I'm running around trying to, he's this tall. He's got blonde hair. He did, anybody trying to get anybody to pay attention, anybody to say they saw him. And of course, nobody sees anything because there's 10 billion people in the park at any given time. And run around the side of the Dumbo ride, and I smack into my ex-husband, who at the time is also running around trying to find our son. And I'm just furious, just livid, and I'm yelling at him. I'm surprised I didn't make a big enough scene that I didn't get escorted out on my own. And I'm basically telling him, like, if you lost my son, I will murder you. And as I finished saying that, I turned my head and noticed at the front of the Dumbo line, there's some like commotion, like people are waving and somebody's yelling. And I go over there, and the ride operator is holding my son in the air saying, "Who belongs to this child? He cannot ride the ride without an adult." The stinking kid had stood in line and walked himself up to the front of the line to get on the Dumbo ride.
We love you, Cindy. Have a good live. I think you're going live at 8. Have a good one. We will see you soon.
See you later, Cindy. So that's part of the reason why I still dislike the Dumbo ride. Not the Dumbo ride's fault necessarily. I'm just not a fan.
The only thing is we're only going with 1 child. Everybody else is adult age.
Right.
So there's 7 of us, or 7 total, 6 adults, 1 little child. Well, 4 of the
4 of the 6 adults are questionable.
5.
We might lose them. I'm not lost. I'm not going to get lost.
Me.
Oh, maybe you. No.
I'm going to wander off.
So, and basically I'm in charge of everybody and making sure they all get out alive. Hoping they don't go home with, other people.
I'm like busy trying to talk everybody into rope dropping every day. Cause I mean, I have to ride, and I got to ride Tron. I know I got to ride in the back though. I'm not going to fit in the train, the bike side.
I'm willing to try. Even if I could, that looks horribly uncomfortable.
I know.
I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe it's, the most comfortable ride anybody's ever had, but it looks uncomfortable. I'm just not a fan.
Well, 2 of the adults might just get lost on their own because they don't even really necessarily want to be going. They're going and they're paying the money.
But they have done nothing but complain about it for the last month.
Because they've got to get up early and they've got to be there all day with us. And it's like, this is the coolest thing ever. If I was...
Well, and
I didn't get to go till I was 34.
One of them has been, our youngest son has been, so he knows that it's fun. But I think he is on the track with our bonus son about, how, this is not going to be fun.
What's up? What's up? Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for coming.
He's my Twitter friend.
Yeah, take pictures of the adults.
Yeah. I will take more pictures than anybody wants. So in 2015, when we went the first time, we took everybody. It was me, her, and the 3 kids when they were younger. Our youngest was 11 or turning 11 during the trip. And
I don't remember how old he turned.
people were getting mad at me because I was posting so much. They're like, "Well, Dustin's phone went on vacation again." I'm like,
remember that time Dustin's phone went to Disney?
I was so excited. And when we went in 2018, I didn't take as many pictures because she and I were there together, and I packed so much into those days. There was a day we got up, and the first thing we did, we left because we stayed on property at that time.
Yeah.
And we went to Animal Kingdom to ride the Kilimanjaro ride so we could see all the animals. We looked at the Avatar land because we hadn't seen that before. It wasn't there when we went the first time.
Yeah.
And then we left there and we went to Epcot and walked around Epcot. And we left Epcot and walked around like the boardwalk. Then we got on a boat and went to Hollywood Studios and closed out the night at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
We had, I don't know, it was like 30,000 steps that day.
It was a lot of steps,
Yeah.
but it was fun. I enjoyed it. And it was leisurely. Like we did it at our own pace. We didn't have to worry about the kids. So I really enjoyed that.
And we get to see Melissa at Epcot for Hanson.
Oh.
Because of course she's gonna be at Epcot 2 days for Hanson.
Mbop.
If you know Melissa, you know she's a huge Hanson fan. I was excited because I saw that they were playing this time again, because they were playing around the time we went in 2018, but we were doing so much we didn't stop to watch. And I was like, I'm gonna text Melissa. And I'm like, I'm gonna see it Hanson. And she goes, at Epcot, I'll be there. I'm like, Disney hugs.
Yeah. Well, you know, to each their own. I do remember Mbop being a song.
I worked at Chuck E. Cheese at the time. That song, it probably had been out for a little while by the time Chuck E. Cheese kind of got a hold of it. But I was 18 years old working at Chuck E. Cheese, and the tape had Bop on it, some of the video. It wasn't the full song, I don't think, but it ran every 25 minutes or so. So I heard what, in a 5-hour, 6-hour shift, during high school, I heard that way more times than I ever wanted to hear that song.
Speaking of old songs, I was driving to work on, I think it was Saturday, and I guess one of the radio stations had like a flashback weekend or something, because I'm a radio station flipper. And I happened to land on it, and they were playing New Kids on the Block, and I just yes, I was in heaven. The right stuff. Yeah,
I remember my mom bought those tapes, and she was trying to tape them and then take them back. That's some stuff she used to do. And I remember my grandma was watching. They did like some live thing with New Kids on the Block, and one of the guys had a shirt on that said "War sucks," and she's like, "I can't believe it says sucks on there." And I'm like, "That's what you take away from that?" Anyway, so yeah, we know they've got the test seat in the back. That's what I figured we'd have to do, is ride the back.
Well, he's meaning.
Oh yeah. So you can see if it'll fit. I think my calves are just too big. I guess that bar that goes behind your legs, you got to be like a skinny mini to fit in it. And I'm thinking they probably just copied and paste right from Shanghai Disney, and they weren't taking into account the fluffy Americans.
Yeah. Fun fact: never watched the movie Tron.
Ew.
Don't even really know what it's about. Something about going into your computer, but I don't really know.
Oh, I need to go back up here because Matt was saying that they don't have a rider swap or a child. They have a child swap. So like if you and I wanted to ride a ride that she couldn't ride, then I could ride while you waited there. And then when I got done, I could watch her and you could get on the ride.
Right.
But they don't have a thing where the kid waits. But I guess because that would be everybody and their mom doing that.
Yeah.
But I do know at Dumbo, they do have 2 Dumbos. We're 2 Dumbos. See what I did there?
You're 2 Dumbos.
But like the queue is like a playground. It's like an indoor playground. But it's usually like a walk-on anyway. So it's like,
I'm not worried about it. She will learn patience.
Yeah.
The easy way or the hard way.
Yeah.
She'll figure it out. And Ma is very good at distracting her.
Yeah.
Honestly, all the times we go places where she's frustrated and I have to figure out new and interesting ways to keep her busy, I'll have it fine. It'll be figured out.
Yeah, I was working at Chuck E. Cheese in 97, 98.
Oof.
So I guess it came out and they got the rights to it quick or whatever. But I mean, okay, so here's something for you. After I graduated high school, I went to work at a music distribution warehouse where we handled CDs and we handled all the distro for Walmart's and Kmart at the time.
It was released in April 15th, 1997.
Wow. So that was before I started before my senior year. So it was released my junior year. And I worked at Chuck E. Cheese my senior year. I know, right? But then I remember Hanson came out with a record in like 2000, 2001 or something like that. And it sold so poorly. We had so much of it that the distributor wouldn't even take it back from us. So we had people all day long their job was throwing them into the trash compactor. Like crazy.
They could have saved them in about 3 years after that. Everybody would be turning them into craft. Do you remember the AOL disc crafts? Yeah. People made like yard art with them and stuff.
What's up, Jason? Jason. He had a video out. He's doing 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
Nice.
So go check out his channel.
Are we subscribed?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll win.
Maybe. It's Keto Chow.
All right. We got some of that. But
boo. I mean, it just didn't sell. And that was the weird thing. Like sometimes we would get I remember when Slipknot came out, we got 9 boxes. The first run, we got 9 boxes of the first Slipknot CD. And then the next run we had pallets and pallets. And it'd be like, each pallet was like $75,000 street value worth of CDs.
You heard that street cred.
Yeah, street baby. They were heavy too. Anyway. Oh yeah. So I'm super excited for Disney. I'm excited to meet Sarah, and I don't know. I always imagined that Disney security is kind of like Secret Service. Like you never see them until you do.
I don't ever want to see them.
Yeah,
I do not want to be escorted out of that park.
No way.
I don't want anybody to tell me I can't come back.
My life would be over if they were like, "You've been trespassed from Disney." I would cry. Like, please.
When we were there with the kids, we were about to watch a parade, and this lady was losing it on one of the food stand people, and I mean,
some people are just jerks,
full blown Karen. Sorry if anybody's actual name is Karen, and just losing it on this poor woman. And I was like, where are the security guards to drag her out of here? This woman is beyond rude. She was yelling. It was just shameful. And my kids were like, oh man, because we just don't do that.
Even if we're having the worst day.
Even if I have to call to complain about something like our phone service or whatever, which we've had to do from time to time, and I might lose my cool, the very first thing I say is, I realize this is not you, and I'm very sorry I am upset. This is not you. You didn't do this personally, and I'm very sorry you have to listen to me be upset. Because the last thing I want to do is, it's not their fault. Whatever it is, it's not their fault.
Because here's the thing. At Disney, if you were polite and kind to the cast members, they will go so far above and beyond for you. So when we were there in 2018, we were there Halloween night for Mickey's Not So Scary.
Mm-hmm.
And we were planning to go back the next day. We had one more park ticket, but I had a toothache that was so bad.
Oh.
So we got up in the early hours of the morning because I couldn't sleep, and we had to go find a dentist. And the first dentist we found was
super sketch.
Super back alley sketch.
It was not a doctor, not a dentist. That I don't know.
The chair was broken and sharp.
If you pay in cash, and we're like, we're not going to pay in cash. He's got an HSA card or
HSA card. Yeah,
HSA card. We're going to use that.
He didn't even know what that was.
I don't know what that is. Okay, So I was like, you fold up the paper that you wrote your information on, because I don't want this guy getting it. He's going to sell it on the black market. Right. Tuck it in your pocket. Let's tell him we're just going to.
He was like, he was telling me he could save my tooth. Right. It was like, and then I get to the next dentist and I'm like, oh no, it was so bad.
They did a bone graft.
Yeah, they did a bone graft.
That's how bad his tooth was.
So But she was talking to one of the cast members at the hotel.
Well, so wait, we had to leave because after the bone graft, his face swelled up like huge, and it was red, and he could barely move his mouth. And I thought for sure that the infection had spread, because anytime you go in and work on something that's infected, you have the potential to spread it system wide through your bloodstream. So I was very concerned. You would expect a minor amount of swelling, but I mean, he like could not move his face. So we had to leave. And I told the dentist, or I told the lady at Disney, like, we're having to leave. It's kind of an emergent thing. I don't really want to take him to the hospital in Florida, and then we're hospitalized down here for a day or two, and we have no means of getting things done. And this just is not ideal. And she was so freaking nice. She like said, "Oh, we don't really do refunds, but how about I let you have your day if you come back within 7 years?
10.
10 years?
Yeah.
You can use your day at any time. We're not taking it from you. We're not going to take your money and not let you enjoy the parks. Just you come back within 10 years,
It was
you can use it."
2018. We would come back before 2027. So
Yeah.
9 years. And even when I booked this time, I didn't even have to use use that day.
Yeah.
So we still have that day
Oh,
until 2027.
we'll probably use it.
Oh, well, I don't know if we're going to be there that long.
I don't know. We haven't decided.
But yeah, so I mean, if you treat cast members, I'm in a couple of secret like groups, like Haunted Mansion related groups and stuff, and like cast members are always super, super nice. Like they're just so friendly. Like they'll joke with you. Like we're getting on the People Mover and they're joking and having a fun. If you go to Disney with a good attitude, it's going to be the best time you've ever had in your entire life.
Yeah. And I've never had a bad time at Disney World ever. I mean, even when my ex-husband lost my son, I've never had a bad time at Disney World. I would say that was the worst 5 minutes of my life, but we got through that.
And then like the oldest boy in his experience with Wendy.
Oh, that was amazing. Oh, that was amazing. So when they were little, on the trip where they lost my son, we were standing in line getting autographs with Peter Pan and Wendy. And all of a sudden, the wind kicked up, and it was my kids' turn to get signatures. And my daughter went to see Peter Pan, and my son went to see Wendy. And it just started raining, and the wind started gusting, and their handlers were like, "We need to go inside." So they each grabbed my kids' hands and whisked them off inside. It was me running behind, like, "Wait, those are my kids." And we go inside, and Wendy held my son's hand and talked with him and let him talk for like, it had to have been at least 5 minutes, and just lit up his world. And he literally talked about being in love with Wendy for 4 years, for at least 4 years. That's all I ever heard was about Wendy for at least 4 years. And I mean, they're just amazing people. Like, and I know that that's kind of generalizing and you never know what you're going to get, but I can't even imagine if they had a bad day, like they would put it out into public. And I know that Disney spends a lot of time training its employees and making sure that everybody, is all sort of,
And they don't break character.
they don't break character and stuff
They all
like
know
that.
sign language and all kinds of crazy stuff.
But
I'll be crying at some videos, let me tell you.
I have just been so, I mean, there hasn't been a time we've gone to Disney that we haven't had a great time.
So Melissa was asking, what food are we looking forward? I'm looking forward to Gideon's cookies. And I know this is a keto channel, but have you seen Gideon's cookies?
We've never tried them, not one time.
No. And we will do our best to be keto the non-park days, but we go into a vacation understanding that like this is like every 5 years and these are experiences we don't get here.
Right.
And so, I mean, there's things that we will get while we're there that we wouldn't get here. Like we're not people who would go to Crumble Cookie or whatever.
We had it once
in Colorado.
Oh, it's disgusting. I'm sorry. I know people like Crumble Cookie. That stuff is nasty. Now, first off, Why on earth would you make a chocolate chip cookie with milk chocolate chips? That's nasty. Don't do that. That is wrong. A semi-sweet chocolate is what you need, or even a bitter chocolate, not milk chocolate. It just tastes like sugar on your sugar and it's gross. Sorry.
Matt said, don't be a problem and we won't escort you out. I am always like super like,
he's always the nicest person on the planet. And I try to not be a dick in public. I try.
and said, if you ever come across a woman like that, just contact any cast member and they can contact security.
Yeah, she was losing it. It was bad.
All of them.
Well, all the ones based in Central Florida.
Well, yeah. So we're going to the Florida parks, the 4 Florida parks.
Yeah. We would love to go to the other ones around the world, even around the States, but you know.
I want to go to like all of the outside of the country ones too, but that's just a lot of money. There was a YouTube video that I watched where a person went to every Disney park in 100 hours. Or something crazy like that. It was like 100 hours.
I don't want to do that.
No, I want to spend my time there, but it was cool seeing him be at a park for like 2 hours, hop on a plane, fly across the world to be at another park for like 4 hours, hop on another plane to go. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Dustin at Play is here. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, I know that behavior is not uncommon. But it's just the wrong place. I mean, you shouldn't do it at Target. You shouldn't do it at Target.
You shouldn't do it.
No, you should not. But Disney, come on.
And I think she was upset about whatever food, a turkey leg was taking too long to get done or something like that. Come on. Your kid is not going to starve to death in the next 5 minutes.
We do have her a appointment at Bippity Boppity Boutique.
Yes, we do.
I paid extra. I paid a third-party company to help me get that reservation
because it was booked within 2 minutes of it.
It wasn't. It was like the countdown. It was like it changed over. I clicked on it, gone, and now I get text messages 14 times a day saying that there's available. So there has to be some kind of brokering service that goes in and grabs them all, and then that's how that has to be how it's working. I know maybe you guys know a little more than we do, but it was like. I think to get Bippity Boppity Boutique, it costs like $18.
Yeah.
To get it.
It's fine.
It's going to cost like a lot more than $18.
Right. And hopefully we don't get to it and then she changes her mind. Because I don't know if Bippity Boppity Boutique does adults, but I may be getting a princess makeover if she declines.
But here's the one thing about Bippity Boppity Boutique that makes Paul upset is because it's going to be Ma.
Mm-hmm.
And mommy are the ones who are going to be involved because it's 2 adults for, if it's 1 child or whatever, there's 2 adults.
Yeah.
So I have to go off and find something else to do, which there's plenty of things I can go off and do. I can go ride Space Mountain, or I can try to get into Tron or whatever I want to do. Go ride Haunted Mansion without you.
I'll beat you up. You would not.
But yeah, and we are going to, on non-park day, we're taking her to Ohana.
Yeah.
We got a reservation for Ohana. I had to use the same service.
I think Lilo and Stitch are there. Isn't that the right one? She used to love Lilo and Stitch. Now it's a little down on her list, but it was easier to
get
into.
And I know that the Way of Water just opened. Mm-hmm. And I know that I guess the waits are crazy. I guess it was like a 500-minute standby or something crazy like that. But yeah. So what's this about? So Dustin says, if you're in line for the Haunted Mansion, you have to ask about the names of the headbands. So I don't know if I'm familiar with that. I know that there's all the tombstones. There's the Pet Cemetery with. I wonder. No, I mean maybe Sarah, you guys have inside information on this, but are they going to put Brer Rabbit, Brer Bear, and everybody in the Pet Cemetery? I think they should.
Where Mr. Toad is.
Yeah, because Mr. Toad's there for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
That.
I did. You can go to Disneyland and ride it.
Well, I rode it when I was a kid. I don't need to ride it again.
I do. So we've got the Disney Chase card. I think that opens up something at Epcot. I think there's a meet and greet at Epcot that we can do.
We need to look into that.
Yeah, I got to remind myself.
You got a couple days to figure it out. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Dislike.
They're really good if you're eating specific state candies.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
I'm not a fan of crumble cookie at all.
Only a quarter of it. That's the problem. I can't eat like that kind of sweet. Is like I would eat 4. That's the
If they
problem.
were good, I would eat 4. They're just not. That would be so cool.
So we
I
almost
want to be that person.
we almost went on a Disney cruise. So here's the way to get her on a cruise ship. Have our daughter plan to go on a cruise with our granddaughter
Mm-hmm.
without us.
Yeah, that's the only way I'm getting on a cruise. I don't want to go on a cruise. I've been on boats. I've been in the middle of the ocean. I'm good. I like to see land from every angle.
But we can go to the Land Pavilion at Epcot, and you can see that.
I can see land.
Yeah, you can see the Land Pavilion.
I have a healthy fear of the ocean. I can swim in it, but as long as I can see the land, I'm okay. I don't need to be further out. And I know it's weird. Oh, yeah, I would totally do that. We would get grandma, granddaughter makeovers.
So I was, for whatever reason, I was thinking when I booked this that Ohana they had the Tonga toast, but they don't have Tonga toast at Ohana. You got to go to like Captain Cook's or whatever, the quick service. And then I went back and looked at what it was again, and it's got banana in it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get that. But there's a lot of good stuff out there that I do want to get.
We'll be fine. You can find something to eat just about anywhere.
We haven't seen the newest one. I don't know if it's on Disney Plus yet.
I think it. Oh, I don't remember if it is.
I don't know. I know it should. You would think it would be coming this month if it's gonna be there.
Might be. You might have to pay for it right now.
Yeah. Lindsay Murphy's here.
Oop, that's not how you spell haunted.
We got to hang out at Keto Palooza. She's a little ball of energy.
It is streaming as of October 4th.
Okay, so we could watch. Is it one of those pay to watch?
I don't know. It just says streaming. That's all.
Is that the one with Eddie Murphy?
No, it says that and the new one with Eddie, the old one with Eddie Murphy too. Oh, I just sold something on eBay. Heck yeah.
Cast at Haunted Mansion have bats in their headbands. Be sure to ask what the names are.
Ooh, I did not know that.
I do like. I would love to like go in the, because I know like when you look up, there's like a big window. There's like the facade. That's like where the break rooms are and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm a sucker for all the backstage stuff, and I know that people can kind of ruin the magic. But to me, like I do. Hopefully, one day we'll get a chance to go on the Keys, the Kingdom tour.
Yeah,
so I want to go down to the Utilidor so bad. I know I'm a nerd, but I want to do that. I want to do all the cool stuff.
My favorite thing was when we went on Halloween, in what was that, 2018, and they had the ghosts sitting in the graveyard talking to everybody. That was amazing. That was so much fun.
Oh, Halloween night where they have like the ghost outside. And it's like they've got all the spooky fog and lights.
Mm-hmm. And they're just out there cracking jokes and just it was amazing. I loved it. Haunted Mansion is my all-time, hands down favorite ride. Pirates of the Caribbean is number 2, and I liked it better before they put all the changes in it, but it's still okay. I still like it.
We're missing the Hatbox. The Hatbox Ghost will not be there until sometime in November, though.
That's okay.
So we won't see him.
It's still good without him. I still loved it my whole life without him.
Shauna's here.
Hello.
She still has fudge in the fridge.
I do still have fudge in the fridge. I'll get to it. I'm not, you know what? That's a good traveling snack.
Eat it on the way down?
Ate it in the car on the way down.
Fatty.
Heck yeah.
I mean, it's fatty. But yeah.
Might stop us from buying so much crap on the drive.
We're going to Buc-ee's, so that's probably unlikely.
No. Well, at Buc-ee's, I am buying turkey jerky. It really is.
It's like criminally delicious.
It is. But I hope we get a better cut of it this time than what Sis brought back to us.
Yeah, but I think it might have been because she left it out overnight.
Yeah, it got real hard.
Yeah. So
tastes good.
So if anybody's familiar with Buc-ee's, it's a gigantic gas station that's primarily in Texas. They've started to branch out. There's like a couple in Alabama. We've got a billboard up north on the way back towards home that's like 400 and whatever miles to Buc-ee's, which is like in Alabama. It has to be.
Yeah.
And there is one near Cindy, near Lexington, Kentucky. They're building one in Bowling Green, just north of Bowling Green, Kentucky. There is one near Atlanta. It's like an hour outside of Atlanta. We will be stopping at that one. And then I know that they have them in other states a little bit, but they have turkey jerky. And turkey is not something that we normally fuss over.
Right.
I mean, we usually make a turkey at Thanksgiving time, but it's not something we like. We really like it then.
One of our favorite foods.
But this turkey jerky is like so full of flavor, and it's probably higher in carb than we would like.
Probably, but I didn't ask, and I don't want to know.
But it's delicious, and I
don't get sleepy after eating it. So.
Right, and it's like $40 a pound.
Oh God, it's stupid expensive.
It used to be like $22 a pound.
Either way, it's
inflation.
Still good. Yeah. And you buy it at the counter. It's not prepackaged, and this stuff is just good.
Yeah, he said that there are some in Florida now, like near Daytona Beach and St. Augustine, which I'm not exactly sure.
St. Augustine is on the other side of the state. It's near Jacksonville.
Okay.
So I've been there a couple of times. St. Augustine is a nice little town. They've got like a lot of vintage shops and like handmade shops, and then a lot of tourist trap. It's a giant tourist trap, is what it is. But it's like fun to walk along. They've got a big lighthouse you can go up to and look around, and it's a nice little town. It's kind of slower moving than a lot of the other places in Florida. But I do like it. She made her first jerky this week.
Yeah.
Ooh,
dehydrated air fryer.
Never made jerky.
Our air fryer is bigger than the average air fryer, but it's still small for jerky.
I'm worried I'm going to poison the family. That's the thing. I'm worried that I'm going to do it wrong. We're all going to get salmonella. It's going to be a problem. You're a no on turkey. I like.
She's a Ghostbuster on turkey.
I like a Thanksgiving turkey or a Christmas turkey, but I just don't want to have it all the time. And I like it, but I only like the dark meat, and I like to give the white meat away to anybody else.
Donna's here.
Hello.
She lives in Florida.
She got some deep house cleaning done. Nice. I got some cleaning done this past week too. And my sister stopped by from Wisconsin while I was at work and cleaned the little one's room.
She's like, why didn't you tell her to stop? And I'm like, because she's mean. Not, but she's scary.
She shouldn't have cleaned her room. I could have cleaned it. I would have cleaned it. I was just at work. There were just toys everywhere. It's not like it needed.
And cat fur.
Oh yeah, there's cat fur tumbleweeds through the entire house.
I can vacuum and then look, gonna be more. Like,
yeah, it happens. It's a thing.
But triple rack from Amazon. I would like to. If we had the room, if I could clean out the garage and make I'd turn it into like a jerky manufacturing center and just fill them full of dehydrators.
Where would we park the car?
Well, I mean, we've got plenty of room for the car. We just need to get rid of all the other stuff.
I'm down. Let's get rid of all the other stuff.
Mary says she's late. You are not late. We're still here.
We'll be rambling on and on for a while still.
Like at least another hour.
You're not late.
No.
You're on time by my watch.
I've met Mary a few times, but I really got a chance to get to know her and her husband, Joe, over at KPL this last couple of weeks, and super. Yeah. They had lunch with us at Nick and Norman's. They were in a picture. You couldn't see them. So the picture of myself with Dawn and Mike and Jen and her husband and Adam and myself. Right behind me, hiding, was Mary and Joe. So you'll have that. I still tagged him in it because, that's what we do.
Yeah.
We don't, it's Ohana. Nobody gets left behind.
Yes. They can hide behind, but they don't get left. They might get right.
Yeah, our kids hide from us all the time.
I mean, the other stuff.
Okay, you want to try this?
Yeah, I'm obviously in need of energy. So I had a really busy weekend this weekend.
It's witch's brew.
At work. I picked up extra on Monday, so I did 3 days in a row. And had a patient that I was trying to wean off of sedation to get them extubated. And every time I tried to take down their sedation, they would get very agitated and physically like try to get out of bed. And I was worried they were going to accidentally self-extubate and hurt themselves or fall on the floor or any of the above. And so it was like pig wrestling. And everything on me is sore. So we got to do that, anywhere between 5 and 9 times over the weekend. So it got to be quite a bit. But
She's like a unicorn.
I'm very tired.
She's like a unicorn. It's hard to meet her.
I am doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this. So we tried this before, but I kind of wanted to taste it and talk about it on camera, just with you, because instead of us making a dedicated video about it.
Yeah.
So this is Alani. This is the first Alani that I've ever had, I think.
I've had another one, but I think it tasted like the beach, but I don't remember what.
Tasted like the beach.
I don't remember what flavor
it was. Gritty and kind of like smelled like
sand and fish. Yeah.
It smelled like Red Lobster.
No, it tasted like you feel like you're at the beach. I don't remember what it was called, but I've had one. But we got this one. We tried one before. I think it's very
It's very appley, like very sweet apple smelling.
It's kind of overwhelmingly sweet, I think.
And I would read what it says.
Caramel apple. Just drink it.
Yeah, it's a caramel apple.
Yeah.
Because Mary and her husband did a caramel apple flavored G Fuel the other day. They did a video and I watched that. Now it's the tub G Fuel, not the can.
Right.
So the tub is not carbonated, which really, really throws me off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could put it in something carbonated.
Yeah.
All right. Take your drink and hand it back.
Checking the internets.
For what?
Okay.
Are we not working?
Connection is unstable, but
uh-oh, you're unstable. Wave if you see us. Oh.
That is caramel apple. It's so good.
It tastes like a caramel apple, like 100%, but it's very overwhelmingly sweet and tastes better when it's colder, because then it's not quite as sweet and tastes a little less like can. For some reason, the older I get, sodas in cans, the warmer they get, the more they taste like can. And when I was a kid, I used to drink Diet Coke by the can, warm or cold, it didn't matter. And the older I get, now I'm like, oh, tastes like metal. But this has been sitting out for this whole time, so it's not as cold as it was.
Sabrina says that hello and that they're sorry they can't make it Saturday.
Oh, well, hi there. I'm not going to make it Saturday either, so it's okay.
As he said, we had to make time to meet up at Disney for sure, for sure. I need to look at my calendar and know what days
we're doing what.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, because I have no idea. He's the planner. I show up. That's how it works.
So we will probably be at Epcot Wednesday, and then Hollywood Studios. We'll be at Hollywood Studios in the morning on the 27th. That's Friday. So we'll see how that all goes.
Yeah. Yeah, we I don't plan. I show up. He does all the work for this type of stuff. I am not good at planning things. I basically can pick what dates I can have off, and then we figure it out, and he does all the rest.
Right.
And he's actually a really good planner. We do it so that there's like things to do, but nothing is so structured that you can't get off the plan.
Right. Because you want to make sure your day is full, but you're not stressed out about it. And we've got enough time where we're at the park 4 full days, or parks 4 full days. We did get the park hoppers, even though they have the weird 2:00 thing, which goes away like January 9th.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do that anymore. You can go, but you have to check into your initial park reservation or whatever first, and then you can park hop to whatever you want.
Right.
But park hopper just makes a lot of sense, especially because we're going to Magic Kingdom on a party day, and we're not going to the party that day.
Right.
So then we can park hop over to another place, and because I think Toy Story Land at night
It was cool at night.
Yeah.
I definitely liked it at night.
Oh, so Sana was saying, so it's an upgrade from Ariel's bathwater.
Yeah, it is an upgrade from Ariel's bathwater.
So we had a video where we reviewed Perfect Keto's marine collagen, and we
Yeah.
were very ignorant to what marine collagen was, even though Perfect Keto sent it to us.
Even though you had the opportunity to read about it.
You know what? I like going in blind, okay? I like giving
You're
people what
always
they
a little
want.
blind.
Yeah, I know, right? You should see how thick these are. Anyway, yeah,
I
so
think it's your glasses. Whenever you take them off, it changes the lighting because
maybe.
it gets a reflection.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on, keep speaking.
So yeah.
So yeah, we were reviewing marine collagen, and he goes, "What is it, like Ariel's bathwater?" That's what I was thinking. He's a little insane.
I'm funny sometimes.
Just a little, well, funny looking all the time, and always a little funny
See,
smelling.
that's what I want. So what she was, we've looked multiple times for her to find nursing jobs, like at Reedy Creek, if Reedy Creek has actual nursing jobs, like RN physicians, and we would have to move the entire family down
because I will not live far away from my kids. I will not.
No, and I think it would be cool to live like and work on Disney property. I don't know. I may even do. I don't know what they would let me do with this beard. It's probably nothing, but
maybe you could work with the pirates.
I do like.
You'd be a pirate with glasses.
I do like going into the laugh floor because they almost always pick me to be on the thing.
Yeah. Well, making fun of you versus you being working there would be different.
Yeah. I may be behind the scenes doing stuff with my beard, but
anyway.
But yeah, so they basically said they have unlimited park entry, so we can meet anywhere in the evening, unless it's a Tuesday. Then we both off at the same time. Okay, yeah. So I mean, yeah, I'll Facebook Messenger. We'll communicate, and we'll work that out. It'd be cool if Joe and Rachel could come out. I know they're park pass holders now, but they're so busy. Who knows? Yeah, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. That would be super cool of you.
Oh yeah, do that. That would be nice. Thumbs up for cats. For cats with cat ears.
It would be so. I love Indiana. And I know people like, oh, Indiana's dumb and boring, but it's cheap to live here.
It is
relative to everywhere else.
So here are the benefits of Indiana. We rarely get natural disasters. Sometimes a tornado will come through and there's flooding in the south of the state, but basically that's it. And if you live on the right side of town, you're not going to get hit with a tornado. There is a cheap living. So
we are on a big fault line, though.
Yeah, it's not good. We're fine for now. The house that we have, if we bought it anywhere else, it would cost 3 times what we've paid for it. At least 3 times what we paid for. If we bought this house in California, you're looking at $2 million. The people are very nice. They're very friendly. It's rare that you come across people that are just plain rude. Now, a lot of us are people of Walmart people, but we're good people. We're nice people. We're friendly. And you can, we do the Midwest goodbye because we always like to talk. And then the school systems really aren't bad depending on where your child goes to school. We're pretty well rated country wise. Now, obviously, we're not,
not the most desirable destination.
Right. And we're not a desirable destination. We don't have much to do, but there's some parks and stuff.
If you like racing,
things to do. If you like
racing and basketball.
Racing, basketball, and beer drinking, you're set. But those are the good things about Indiana. The bad things about Indiana, depending on where you fall on the political spectrum, we are very right-sided. And there is a lot that is not necessarily inclusive. The weather can change any second. And when it gets cold, it's not a nice cold. It's a very, very bone chilling cold. And when it gets hot, it's a sweat your skin off hot. So, I mean, but I figure with all of the good, it really outweighs the bad. As far as moving to Florida, we have basically the same summers. The difference is in Florida, there's a beach. You can go to a beach. They don't have that in Indiana, and Indiana Beach doesn't count.
Sit next to a beach.
Yeah, I'm the biggest beach in Indiana. But I don't know. I do like Indiana as much as I despise saying that.
We got people that were born and raised in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
I lived in Fort Wayne for a good amount of time.
There's a song by a band from Indiana, Reverend Peyton and his Big Damn Band. It's basically the song is about his brother stole a chicken from the Fort Wayne Zoo.
Yeah. Oh, and if you ever go to the Fort Wayne Zoo, that's one of the best zoos I've ever been to for children. Everything is at a kid's eye level. It's really nice. Anywho, and we do have a lot of other fun stuff like
Sabrina Cagle is from. She said she was. Thought I saw this.
You just skipped it.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah, lived in Fort Wayne in the early '80s. Sherry Watkins is in the house. She's from Franklin, Tennessee. I met Sherry 2 times now. I met her at Low Carb for Better Health in Dixon, Tennessee, and in Louisville at Keto Palooza.
Nice. Yeah, we lived in Fort Wayne my ex-husband and I lived in Fort Wayne for a good amount of time. My middle child was born there.
I went there one day. I went up to see the Black Dahlia murder play at Pierre's, and I went to visit my friend who works at Sweetwater. Sweetwater has their facility up there. It's like a like a music instrument warehouse, store, complex, and like all their sales departments are all there. So they've got like a cafeteria and everything in there too, which is kind of strange. But yeah, they've got it's an amazing guitar store. It's an amazing like instrument store, and you can like see all kinds of footage out there of all these major bands
and
that
it's a
tours.
big name place.
Yeah.
Like even though it's a small town, really, I mean Fort Wayne's kind of considered a small town. That Sweetwater is a well-known.
It's nationwide, like
well-known company.
Yeah, Sweetwater's pretty awesome too. Yes.
The cat has his tongue sticking out.
So I've been drinking on this. So this is the throwback edition Rockstar. It's the sugar-free version. For some reason, Pepsi bought Rockstar. And when they did, they changed the formula of the sugar-free and the sugared, like what we used to be like the original flavors. And they're fruity now. They don't taste like this. But for some reason, Rockstar decided that they would continue selling this flavor. Thankfully, I guess. But you have to buy it on Amazon.
Yeah.
So I have to have it shipped to me. I can't just go get it
at the store.
Right. So I have 2 12-packs a year sent to me. So every 6 months I get a 12-pack. So I drink this very sparingly because I only get 24 a year. So 2 a month kind of.
Yeah.
But I love them so much.
I don't know why. I don't think they're that great.
They're not. But I mean, there's definitely an addictive component to the flavor wise. Because I'll think about them sometimes and I'm just like, oh, I gotta have one.
Weirdo.
But I also have another thing to try. You haven't tried this yet.
What is this one again? Oh.
This is the Voodoo Mountain Dew, the new flavor. I know what the flavor is.
They announced it.
Yeah, they announced it early.
We watch Matt Pat.
So we watch Food Theory on YouTube, and he gets a lot of stuff wrong.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not necessarily his fault that he gets it wrong. The information that he pulls in is wrong.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're not going to touch that. But yeah, anyway, so I'll go ahead and open this up.
It's supposed to be Airheads Cherry.
Yeah, Airheads. So if you haven't had Airheads Cherry in a long time, I remember when I was a teenager, we would have tons of candy. So Brandon's dad would always bring loads and loads of candy home from his job.
Yeah. I remember it from my kids getting it for Halloween and them being like, "Try it, Mom," and I tried it, but I'm not really a candy person.
Yeah. Rockstar is a very unique flavor, but it's very I just love it. I've drank it since it came out, kinda. Matt says he can't do energy drinks. They're too fidgety. Yeah. I try to limit them because I still drink coffee too. So I have to be kind of careful with that.
See, I am not a
Sean's here.
Hello.
I don't know. He calls me his brother, but he never comes to visit. He doesn't send me any birthday cards. You know. He always wants chocolate covered bacon when I told him how to make it. Very easy. You just take bacon and dip it in chocolate. Done.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that drink.
Of course you're not.
It's
So if anybody watched all of my Keto Palooza video, it was long. It was like almost 90 minutes, and I understand that's a lot of video to watch. But it was that long for a reason. It was that long because there was so much the testimonials and all that. But there was a final day scene where I walk over to see Joe and Rachel, and they've got their can of whipped cream, the Walmart whipped cream.
Yeah.
You haven't watched it yet, have you?
No.
But it's like, so Joe's like, oh, show Dustin the thing. And she just goes back and like, and like fills her mouth up and it's like flying everywhere.
That's my kind of person.
Yeah.
I love that Walmart whipped cream.
I don't think Rachel could have been more Rachel if she tried. I
imagine that's just who she is.
Yeah. Like there was, obviously videos of her dancing and stuff. Like if you check out Dawn Does Keto's Instagram, I think is where it was, or Facebook, she's dancing while we're doing the Name That Tune at Keto Palooza. Just dancing like nobody was watching in a room of 200 plus people.
Yeah. She seems very genuine. Like that is just who she is. She's never going to be anything different. That's just who she is. And she seems like she is a freaking blast.
If you can find this, try it. If you loved Airheads as a kid,
it's pretty gross.
It's pretty good.
But it tastes like...
If she doesn't like it, it's delicious.
It tastes like cherry candy, and I don't like candy, and I don't like the taste of fake cherry.
It's got to be very, very cold, though.
Yeah, it does not taste good lukewarm. That is kind of lukewarm. It's not great.
Yeah, Sherry said that the testimonials were the best part. Like, seriously, I mean, I was like, I cried at the ones, and then I had to go back and edit the video, and I cried again. I peeked my head out. I'm like, it took me forever. I mean, it took me a long time to get that video put together, just to get everything together with so much, all the stuff I had to pull in. But it was totally worth it in the end, and I'm super glad it came out the way that it did. If only it sounded a little bit better. It's like if I could have mic'd everybody, then that would have been a lot better. But I just didn't have the capabilities.
Well, maybe next year.
So it says, unless we'll drink coffee anymore. Oh.
See, if I don't have coffee, you don't want to be near me. I'm not a nice person. I need my caffeine in the morning in order to be a nice person. And it also helps me focus and think. I need it. I understand I have an addiction and I'm not willing to change. As far as energy drinks go, they don't really affect me. I have to go beyond overboard with them. Even coffee, like I really have to push it for it to affect me. I can drink a cup of, well, we use espresso. I can drink a cup with 3 or 4 shots of espresso and go to bed, and I'm fine. I don't have any trouble sleeping or anything like that. But if I don't have it, I am a whole jerk, like a whole jerk. And I can't think. I get a headache and I feel like I can't numbers, words, nothing. So I've definitely got a caffeine addiction. And I don't think that anything's going to change that at this point.
His name was Clay. And I had met him Saturday. I believe I met him Saturday. Maybe it was late Friday night. I don't remember, because they had got stuck in traffic too. So Adam was stuck in that traffic, that I-65 traffic just south of Louisville. There was like a huge 5-car pileup or something, and it shut down the interstate for 5 hours. So he and his wife were coming up from Bowling Green. Adam was coming up from Bowling Green. They all got stuck, and I think even Dr. Barry got stuck in it for a little while. But yeah, Clay and I talked for a little bit, and then he had such kind things to say about me and the whole experience. Is he wasn't even really wanting to show up.
Yeah.
From the way he was he came to support his wife, and his wife was wanting him to come and all that stuff. But super, super nice guy. You couldn't ask to meet someone better than that. And just the nice thing, he said nice things about me, which is, never goes unnoticed. And I mean, I was probably crying a little bit, it was. And it's just what I do.
We love
even talking about Disney, I'm like,
we love that you are sensitive. It takes a lot. You've got to be a strong person to be able to show your emotions and be okay with it. There are very few people in this world who have the ability, especially males, to be okay with themselves crying. And I respect it. I still pick on you for it, but I definitely respect it.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it because you can be emotional where I can't.
And I mean, it's weird times too. I'll cry at movies, like, or weird things in TV shows. Like, I teared up at, was it last week's episode of, was it last week or the week before's episode of Bob's Burgers? That episode hit me hard too. I don't know why, but yeah, if you're a fan of Bob's Burgers, the episode with what's his name?
I want to say Randy, but I don't think that's right.
Rudy.
Rudy.
With Rudy. And him and his dad were going to have dinner with like his mom's new boyfriend and his dad's new girlfriend, and it was going to be awkward for him, and then he tried to make things, bring them all together, and it didn't quite work out. Then he ends up going and skipping out.
Yeah,
he's like a middle school kid and runs away from the restaurant and goes to the Belcher's house, and how cool Louise was and everything. It was just like, I'm not crying, you're crying.
It was a good episode. I am not the best with emotions. I put feelings in a box and pack them up on a shelf, and I hope to never revisit them again.
Hungry Heat's here.
Well, hello. We're talking about mushy stuff at the moment.
Mushy things, like emotions. Let's see. She says, Sabrina says, I hope the doctor never tells you need to give it up. Me too. I'm moving.
Yeah. I'm going to be very unhappy if they ever tell me that I can't have coffee, because I will have to apologize to so many people if they ever tell me I can't have coffee.
Chandra Sana says, let's normalize men expressing themselves emotionally. That's the thing, is we need to, we've got to do, it's like a dichotomy, right? Like, it's okay for women to be strong and emotional, but it's not okay. Like, I know people, if a guy's emotional, then they're just like, what's wrong with you?
Well, and if a woman is strong, then she's automatically a bitch, or she must be
any number of things, right?
Right.
So
terrible things, or things that are inappropriate. If a woman is strong, or if a man cries, he's just a big weenie, and I don't think any of that's true at all. And I think somebody who can show their emotions, I'm thankful there are people out there like that who can do that, especially this one, because again, there are times when I can't and he does, and it helps me cope with my own feelings, knowing that he's feeling the same thing I am, even though I can't express it. It helps. It makes it better. If I'm crying, things have gone drastically wrong. If I'm crying, it is very, 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 very bad.
That movie was just rude, okay? They hit you so hard, so fast.
Yeah.
I remember I saw it in theaters when it first came out. I'm sitting there like,
yeah.
Oh, it's just, and you can't even watch, you just turn it on and you start feeling it.
Yeah.
And luckily they had Kevin and what was the dog's name?
I can't remember the dog's name, but I hid under your porch because I love you.
Yes.
No, Russell's the boy.
Russell's the boy. Yeah.
Kevin's the bird.
Kevin's the bird. I hope I get to see Kevin. I hope we get to see Kevin, because I know Kevin's around sometimes.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I want to meet Kevin.
But yeah, emotions are an important thing, and yes.
I never get to say that. I'm the one that's always crying.
Yeah. Well, you always say it, and then we giggle because you are crying.
I'm crying for a friend. I am the friend.
Yes. And that's okay. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is we've got to be strong. We've got to be self-reliant. We've got to be all of these things, and emotional. We've got to be able to understand all of ourselves to be our best selves.
Right.
We can't be one-dimensional.
You really can't be. And even though I find it very difficult to express emotion, it's not that I don't have them. I just prefer not to share them. You know, and for you,
Sorry, I dropped ice cream on the keyboard.
yeah,
Oh, you're the best.
I love that. But you know, it takes all different kinds of people, but knowing who you are and being okay with it and being okay with sharing it, you know, that's good. Those are good things.
I don't know.
What are we losing?
Todd, I don't know what this was from. Oh, it might be. Fox and the Hound.
Oh, I do love The Fox and the Hound. That was such a good movie.
See, I watch DFB Guide, and they're always showing Kevin. I'm like, I want to meet Kevin. Oh, and those Disney, the new Disneyland droids they have. They're Disneyland droids, and they walk around, and they're like 2-footed, and they're like all self-contained. I mean, they obviously have like their handlers and stuff, but
Right.
yeah, that's super cool. I hope those come to Disney World sometimes.
Yeah. If you hear a yowling, there is a cat out back that wants to get in. And when we're done with the live, I'll get up and let him in.
He can go in through the garage. They leave the garage door cracked, so they can come and go out of the garage if they want to. But he comes in the back and meows.
He can hear us, and he's upset. And he's very loud. Ooh, you can get pictures with Kevin at Animal Kingdom.
So, Shauna, Kevin is from Up. He is the bird that basically the explorer was looking for
Yeah.
the whole time he's been there his whole life, because he disappeared and took up residence on that mountaintop or whatever.
Right. And Kevin is a female bird.
Yes.
That has a baby.
Yeah,
or has eggs. Babies. I don't remember which one. Anywho, and he's basically like a lot of the comic relief in the movie.
Yes.
Comedic relief is what I mean. But that's such a good movie.
Yeah, but that was such a gut punch of like the first 8 minutes of that movie.
It was hard. It was rough.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It's amazing how Disney and Pixar can get you so emotionally attached to a character in like 5 minutes. You're like, I'm sold. I'm down for these people. And then, you know, they off them. Because that's what Disney does to you. Well, I don't know though. In Bambi, you weren't really attached to the mother.
No, you didn't. You didn't
were
have
attached to Bambi, so you felt for Bambi because of his fear.
Yeah.
It wasn't
that wimpy deer.
It wasn't the mother you were attached to. It was the deer itself. And like in Dumbo, when Dumbo gets, you know, made fun of and picked on and hurt by the other elephants and animals, it wasn't the mother that you felt for. Even when she went away, it was Dumbo that they had built that attachment with.
Man, that scene where she's like holding Dumbo and like rocking him through the cave, that's brutal too.
I thought that was sweet.
I mean, it's sweet, but it's like devastating at the same time.
Yeah.
So I don't remember I know the Pixar Land, but I don't remember exactly like what that's about. I haven't seen Elemental yet.
No, we haven't seen Elemental. It's the girl has watched it, but we haven't. And I still have never watched. What is the other one about feelings? The newer feelings one.
The new
the one where the girl moves away and she the feelings in her head.
Oh, what's it called? I thought that was Elemental.
No, Elemental's the new one.
Oh, the new.
Yeah.
It's what was that?
Inside Out. Somebody got it.
Yeah, Inside Out 2
still
or
haven't
whatever.
seen that. The kids have all watched it, but I haven't. And I don't know what it is about it, but I don't think I have an interest in watching it. I know we just said I'm not great about expressing feelings, and that's probably the reason.
This is the big thing that made Pixar execs keep putting money into the project was that people asked about the lamp's feelings.
Oh. I didn't know that. I like the little lamp that jumps on the eye and tilts its head. I think it's really cool.
Shauna says, okay, not Disney, but when I was 4, we saw King Kong, and I loved monkeys. Mom said I ran down the aisle during the Empire State Building scene yelling, leave him alone, he's just a monkey.
That's amazing. I love that.
I remember being about 4, years old, give or take, or how old I was, 3, 4. I remember being in the movie theater seeing E.T. and like only like the very opening scene where like having like the pizza party and the soda, and then like I remember like the dress up scene where like they dress ET up,
Right.
and then like the ending scene where like everybody's busting through the windows and the blinds. I have like very sporadic memories, and I know that I've seen it since
Right.
because we had it like on when the VHS came out because it was a green VHS, and I remember then it came out again on DVD, and I bought it then.
Mhm.
And I know I've seen it, and then they did the thing where they removed the shotguns and put in walkie talkies, and yeah, and he
Hmm.
regretted doing that and altering the movie and whatnot. But yeah,
So, funny story. My middle child has always been very emotionally sensitive for other people's feelings. And we watched, shoot, what is
Angels in
that?
the Outfield.
Angels in the Outfield. That's what it was. We got to watch it one time when he was young, once. And it got to the court scene where the kid, the dad is giving up the kid for adoption. And my son lost it. And I mean, lost it. And he was bawling hysterically to where he vomited. And he was like, and like it was traumatic. This poor kid, it was the worst. We watched it one time and never again because that kid could not handle it. And their dad and I were not divorced at the time. There was nothing going on, and he just lost it.
Sabrina says her oldest son is named Dustin.
Oh,
That's a good name.
it is a good name. But yeah, we have a family filled with emotional family members, and I think it's a good thing. If you're in touch with your emotions, it's very good for you.
He says his favorite character from the Disney movies is the hunter from Bambi.
Nice.
Let's see.
Well, you know, we had dinner secured. I
Yeah.
mean,
Wait, there's no such thing as too much Disney trivia.
oh, okay. So my sister and I text each other intermittently just throughout the years with Disney trivia. Hey, did you know this? Or who's this person? You know, what does this person do? That kind of thing from the movies. And we've watched all of them, except for now that we have the 5-year-old granddaughter, any of the newer stuff within the past 5 to 7 years, she hasn't kept up with because her youngest he's 13 now, isn't he?
14.
14. So the newest stuff she hasn't kept up with. So I definitely have the edge, and I've been winning a lot.
When we were at Mickey's Not So Scary in 2018, we walked past Cruella de Vil, and she was like, "I love your work."
I am a fan of the villains, the Disney villains.
Oh, I do
just
hope
in
that
general.
Blue Sky thing does come to fruition, where they do like the Villains Land, kind of
That would be
behind the Haunted Mansion and back
oh,
behind.
that would be amazing. That would be so
Villains
much
Land
fun.
would be so cool because then you could have like Hades
Oh, I
and
love Hades.
Ursula and all
Hades
that
is
stuff.
such a great character, and he never gets the spotlight. He is such a great character. And then freaking Maleficent. I mean, obviously, when we went to the Halloween and they did the Halloween parade and they had the dragon.
Well,
Oh,
the dragon is also in
amazing.
the day
Amazing.
parade, the
Yeah, but it was just amazing. Just
Festival of
remarkable.
Fantasy parade.
The fabulous, fabulous work on that dragon, and it shot fire out. It was just so freaking cool. Anyway, if you haven't noticed, we're Disney people.
Thing is, I would love to live like. So I watch a channel. She doesn't like him, but I love Adam the Woo.
Mhm.
And I know. I mean, I bet he lives in currently lives in Celebration, Florida, and he goes to the parks and he travels and goes to like Disneyland. He's like, he has a lot of DVC points and all that stuff.
And personally, I don't like or dislike him. I don't know him personally. I just think he rambles.
But I just
I
like
mean,
it.
we ramble.
Well, I mean, I like it because he gets to do things that I would like to do.
Yeah.
You know, he's like that. He went to like that. There's like a museum, a music and movie museum in Seattle, and he did that. But just to be able to say, like, you know, it's a Wednesday afternoon. Why don't we head over to the Magic Kingdom for a couple hours?
I would love to do that.
Or you know, I'm really gonna go ride. I really want to go ride. You know, Slinky Dog. So let's go ride Slinky Dog.
Yeah.
And wait in line for an hour and ride Slinky Dog and just hang out and look at the sky and hear the kids laughing and doing all that stuff. That would be I would be a pass holder so fast.
Yeah.
I'd be DVC if I had the money too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about DVC. I feel like it's kind of like a timeshare with a lot of money.
It is a timeshare with a lot of money, but it gains equity. Because then you can also, if you decide you're not going to use your points that year, you could rent them to somebody else. And then they could stay. But you're not limited to any one room or any one resort.
Yeah. It's just a lot of money
Yeah, it is lots of money.
for vacations that are not guaranteed.
What do you mean?
I mean, there's no guarantee you're going to be able to take them anyway.
We can't. We can do what we want.
Anyway.
Saving Mr. Banks was really good. That was the one where it's basically where the idea of Mary Poppins came from.
I still didn't watch that. You watched that without me.
Well, you were in the room.
No. I do love Mary Poppins, though. That is a good movie. I don't think the little one is big enough to watch it and understand it.
Right.
I feel like Dr. Facilier does not. I don't think that they did him
Justice.
I think he could have been such a better character. I don't think he's a bad
It was kind of
character.
anticlimactic too.
I feel like they had so much to work with and they kind of trimmed him down. I feel like he could have been so much better. And Fantasia, I love, but it's one of the best. Sounds terrible. One of the best movies to fall asleep to, honestly. I love it. I like watching it. I like watching it with the kids, but it does make me sleepy.
That sucks.
That does suck. I didn't know that.
Well, that's dumb.
I've never met him. Like I said, I don't hold anything personal against him. He just kind of rambly.
There's a couple of YouTubers, like there's the lady. I'm not even sure what she looks like. She never shows her face. But there's the lady, Disney food blog lady, and then there's another guy that does. There's a couple other content people. There's Hope or Promise Hope. She does content that I like. Then there's the guy with like the sideburns and like wears the hat. I see him. I just watch his channel, and he and Adam do content together all the time too. But there's a lot of actual Disney creators that I enjoy watching because they get to do something that I don't, and that's go to the parks on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So I get to see and live through them, which is one of the best things about YouTube because I can follow people who live in Sweden or whatever and kind of live vicariously through a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And the fact that we can come on here and talk for like an hour and a half and people show up.
Yeah.
And talk to us.
You can listen to us ramble on about Disney stuff and pet cats and be your basic, normal, everyday weirdos.
Yeah.
You'd think I was torturing him, but he voluntarily came up here for this. Didn't you? You chose to be here. And you keep licking me and making biscuits. Are your claws stuck?
You think they would? I don't understand like how they could be not nice. That doesn't make any sense. Like you're in the parks all the time. Maybe I don't know. Is there like something like they don't like them to film or something? Well, I know that Adam got trespassed from Disney for a couple of years and then was able to get it reversed. He got an attorney and was able to get it reversed. From what I understand, he was filming backstage stuff and he wasn't supposed to. And got himself trespassed, and then he like appealed it and stuff. And
I can imagine they would give you a warning before they would throw you out. I would think. So did he just not listen?
He may not have. But in his current content. I mean, because he's been doing it for like 10 years now or whatever.
Yeah.
And his current content, he's very, very like, well, if they ask me to leave, I will leave, and all that. And he's like,
that's exactly how it should be.
Well, yeah, he's grown a lot. I mean, he's also older. I think he's a little older than us. He's a couple years older than I think he's almost like he's 49.
Because I'll try something once, but if you tell me no, I'm done.
I hope to see some vloggers in Disney. So my biggest Disney bucket list thing is kind of like way out of left field. And I imagine some of you probably don't even know who I'm going to be talking about. But there's a guy named George Fisher. He's the vocalist for Cannibal Corpse. But he and his wife live in Tampa, and they are pass holders and they go to the parks. He doesn't always go because he's on tour all the time with the band. But, here's the guy who sings for Cannibal Corpse. His his like name and he's like George Corpse Grinder Fisher, and he is one of the sweetest people on the planet. Like he goes and he has like an addiction to like the crane games, the crane machines, and everything he wins he gives to charity, to children's charities, and they do like or the games that like
At like
fairs and or like they go to Busch Gardens a lot and play those games and they win them like the big huge gigantic stuffed animals. They give those to charity. He's just one of the nicest guys. Like if you have a chance to meet him, at a show that they play, he's like super down to earth and is like really awesome. I just want to go on It's a Small World with George Fisher
Yeah.
because how great. Like, here's the guy. And so if you're familiar with the cartoon Metalocalypse, it's about a fictitious cartoon metal band, and they're the biggest band on the planet, and it's crazy. So the lead singer of that band is basically kind of modeled after George. He's big, he's tall, he's just long hair, does the windmill, and he's got a neck that's like bigger than my head, but just one of the sweetest guys on the planet. And I haven't actually got a chance to meet him before, but
just heard tell.
Well, I mean, I follow him and his wife on Instagram, and they're always like he flew home from tour to spend his 50th birthday with his wife, and they went to Epcot, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So he does things, like that kind of stuff. So,
So that's your Make-A-Wish.
Well, there's the guy that has the sideburns. Well, that is my wish. There's a guy with the sideburns. I know him, paging Mr. Morrow, Nate. But there's a guy who's like more like a punk rock kind of looking guy, like a greaser punk rock looking guy. And I know I should. You think that I would know what his channel is? I watch it all the time. But he does a lot of roadside stuff, and he goes to other parks, and he goes in and goes like, "Well, this used to be here, and if you look this way, then that used to be there," and all that stuff, and does all that kind of cool stuff. And I'd like to meet him too.
Oh yes, Maleficent is my favorite. I dressed up as her when we went to Disney on Halloween in 2018. She is my favorite. She's just perfect as far as a Disney villain goes. You get really wrapped up in her story to start with.
Yeah.
Yes, weirdos are the best kind of people. We know firsthand.
Well, I don't even think it was so much leaking secrets. It's just like they just have a no picture policy backstage. Like even if you're doing like Keys of the Kingdom tour and stuff, there's no pictures back there.
I'm sure every place has certain things that they just don't want you to do.
Pull up a chair, Leanne. Pull up a chair and sit down.
Don't you be mean.
It's adorable. They actually had shirts that said chairs on it.
Oh, careful. You're he's trying to throw you on the floor.
I'm trying to sit up.
Careful.
All right. Are we good? Are we there? All right.
We got the cat house in the picture now.
That's fine.
There's a cat house right.
That's over there.
There.
Yeah.
I figured out where to put my hand to get it in screen. There. And the cat is not on the house. He's right here.
Sabrina, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thanks for coming in. Oh, we are running long again.
Yeah.
Every night.
Well, we're not going to be doing this for 2 whole weeks. So everybody, we will not be live next week as we will be in the theme parks.
Yep.
And then the following Tuesday will be Halloween night, and we will be at the Magic Mickey's Not So Scary. If you've never been to Mickey's Not So Scary,
we recommend it. It is so much fun.
It's worth the money. We like going on Halloween night, even though it's like the busy. I think they oversell it.
Yeah.
They don't.
Fine.
Yeah. I love it.
And it's even fun to go to if you don't have children, because the kids all go do the trick or treating and the adults can go ride the rides they've always wanted to ride.
Yeah.
We got to ride the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and it was like a real short wait.
It was about 45 minutes.
Yeah. That's not bad.
No.
And that's the first time I'd ever ridden it. So.
Yeah, me too. When we went in 2015, it was like broken the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. But so, yeah, it is fun. It is so much fun. And they do extra shows, and it just cool. And the parade at night is just cool. It's just amazing. I love it.
Well, that's one thing. It's like one thing that I want to do one day.
Here we are again.
One thing I want to do is I want to go on like one of those like this is like $400 an hour or whatever. Like you go like at 7 hours and you get guided. You can ride all you want, go to whatever park you want, and just basically be like a VIP all day. That's what I want. Like us and like 10 people.
You need a sugar mama
I do.
because we're not affording that. $400 an hour, my left foot.
Well,
It's a no.
if you take it like whatever it is, if there's 10 people, how much is that?
No.
And everybody pays.
No.
Yes.
It's a no for me. Anyway, I've not really met a whole lot of celebrities, and I'm not. It's weird. I don't know that I would be awestruck. I definitely find some people intriguing, but I don't know. I feel like they're just people,
They are. They are just people.
you know.
But there are people that everybody knows who they are.
Yeah. When I was a teenager and I worked at a Denny's local to here, we would often get some of the Pacer players in. So that was kind of neat to see. But even still, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing my job. Unless they're going to tip me, I don't care.
I mean, I've met tons of musicians and like people in bands and all that stuff. But I've met a couple of celebrities. I've met Kevin Smith. We met Kevin Smith.
We met Kevin Smith, but that was very short, quick.
Yeah.
We met the lead singer to Say Anything.
Yeah.
And that was, again, short and quick. And so, I don't really get awestruck. I don't know how I would feel, honestly. I have taken care of some infamous people throughout my nursing career. I won't share names, but some people who made the news for bad things, I've taken care of some of those. Again, didn't make me feel any kind of way, just had to get my job done. I try my best to not know anything about somebody's history in that manner, because we do, in my line of work, I often do take care of criminals from time to time, prisoners and whatnot. So I don't want to know why they're there. I don't need it to influence why I care for them.
I would do whatever it took to get back in the good graces of the mass.
Oh my Lord, I would never want to be banned from Disney. Not ever. You would, there would be, I would do anything. I would pay any lawyer. It wouldn't matter. I would find a way.
Yeah, I mean, that would be cool. And I imagine that they do come through sometimes, the celebrities and the guests and all that stuff. Yeah. Joyce Butler is in the house.
I mean, I just don't know how I would feel if I met a celebrity. Like, I just don't know. I mean, if I met Ryan Reynolds, I imagine I would treat him just like anybody else. I just might have starry eyes and be like, just because he's so friggin' cute. But even that, I think he's probably just a person.
Tony says we look good.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Yes, I really appreciate that. That cat again.
So Shauna says she was a nanny and her SoCal boss was a casting agent meeting celebs in the lot and at the office was super fun. That's awesome.
That's kind of cool.
I used to love watching what was that show? It was called Entourage. And then I started watching it, and then I got to go to California for a little while for vacation. And then like I saw places that they had filmed, and I'm like, oh. We got to go to the whiskey and stuff and go inside the whiskey, and we went to Barney's Beanery, and I had to go back to the bathroom. And on the way to the bathroom at Barney's Beanery, you passed by the pool tables, and David Faustino was back there playing pool.
Cool. From Married with Children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I met, but I didn't really meet him because I was like, he's hanging out with friends. He's not here to be bugged. It was like a weeknight.
Yeah.
And that's when like celebrities and stuff will go out as a weeknight, so they're not bugged like on the weekends.
Right.
Us normies go out on the weekends.
I would think it would be cool to see them, but even that, like, I don't know. I'm more like I would love to see somebody perform like a musical act or something on a more intimate stage. I don't have to talk to them or meet them or anything like that. That's sort of more my jam. I would like to do that. Like we've talked about going out to, what's the place that Curtis and Laura go to? California Wise.
Oh, yeah. Joshua Tree.
Because apparently there's a small bar out there where sometimes you'll get like
Paul McCartney
Paul
will show up and wanna
McCartney
play it for 2
show up
hours.
and play and stuff like that. I would love to see that. I don't need to shake the dude's hand. I don't need to meet him face to face. It would be cool, but it's not going to kill me if I don't. But how amazing would it be to see him play in an intimate setting?
He was
That
in
I would
town.
love.
He was in Indianapolis a couple weeks ago with his band. Because he and his band are touring again.
Yeah.
The name of the band escapes me. It's just a weird name. He's a bass player in a band, so there's that. So he does everything,
Yeah.
literally.
I think he'd be cool. He might be a little more touchy-feely than I can. You know, he seems very.
Well, he's very polite with his not touchy-feeliness, but you know.
Yeah. He just seems very earth child.
Yeah, like, oh, sure.
I think he's come a long way since his Bill and Ted's Adventures, but.
Or I was thinking more along the lines of what was the surfing movie?
Yes. Oh, I don't.
Point Break.
Point Break. That was such a good
Point Break. What was the movie where they called him Point Break? Not come on, Point Break. What movie? It was a movie we've seen a bunch too.
I don't know. I can't think it.
Anyway.
Obviously not enough caffeine to keep my brain rolling. Unless I really need to keep.
She said she met Keanu Reeves, Anthony Quinn, Napa, hubby, co-producer.
Oh, that was a good movie. A Walk in the Clouds. That was a really good movie. You never saw it? It's a romance, but it's a good movie. I liked it.
We can do romance.
Yeah.
Romance.
It was a good movie. I liked it.
And yes. Matt was right. Yeah, Tony Stark called Thor Point Break.
Yes. That's what it was.
Because that's what and then like the Ragnarok, he was like Point Break, and like the computer turned on. I knew there was something out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're gonna cut this short. Again, it's been 90 minutes. We've been talking with all of you wonderful people.
Listening to us for that long, and we're sorry.
Well, like I said, we won't be here the next 2 weeks.
Right.
But join us again November the 7th. I will try to put out I'll try to make the thing so it's up, so you guys can set your reminders and do all your things for that. So you can join us, and we'll have all the stories from Disney.
Oh, there'll be all Disney.
I'll try to put together some pictures and stuff of what we get into there, obviously without the little one in them, but
yeah,
you know, all the fun stuff.
It will be so much fun. I'm so excited.
Shauna,
Disney is my happy place.
I'm glad that you're here. I love chatting with you. She was so sweet at Keto Palooza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got to go and have fun.
I'll be going in 2024.
We'll get you there. We'll make it happen, Captain.
Yes, and remember, everybody go over to Just Jason's Keto and More, and enter his giveaway. I think all you have to do is just comment on his video. He's got some keto chow to give away. I think he has, if I'm not mistaken, 3 packets of the probably almost sold out, if not sold out, butterscotch flavor. So if you haven't tried it, we still have 2.
Yeah. You made those.
I mean, chopples with it. Yeah. And I haven't tried. I tried the fluff. You can take heavy cream and then make fluff with it. Actually, pretty good.
I love that you made that and didn't let me try it. Thanks.
I didn't make it. They made it.
Oh, I thought you made it.
No, why would? No.
I was gonna pick on you and be mean.
I've got to. I don't know. I don't know if you're still in here, Heath. You can go.
I need you to wrap it up.
All right.
I'm gonna pee the.
She's gonna go to the potty. I just need to say, if Heath is still in here,
this was fun.
I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do the October collab video, because we've got a lot of stuff to get done to be gone for 2 weeks. But yes, maybe I may try making the fluff if no one else has done that already. I'll make a butterscotch fluff just to show everybody how easy it is to make. And yeah, that might be what I do. I'll try to get that done and edited, but I might be late. Time is not on my side right now, everybody. But again, thanks so much. Let's see. Tony Jacob says, I'm reading more comments. Back in the day, I played at Hollywood clubs. Amazing times to see big bands going back in the clubs like the Whiskey. Yeah, I got to go to the Whiskey. I saw from a second-story window. They were on tour with Cattle Decap, and I did not see them. I think that was like the Hugh Manure days, but we just were in town visiting friends. We'd been to Vegas. It was for my 27th birthday, But yeah, I'd love to go back. I'd love to like go to the Troubadour, and I'd love to hang out at the Rainbow Room. So maybe one day I'll get back to LA and kind of hit those spots and go to the Rainbow Room and just maybe see a show at the Troubadour or something like that. But you know, anyway, thanks so much. Joyce says she has her KPL video up, so go over to Joyce's channel, check out her KPL video. Go check out Just Jason Keto. Just go check everybody out. Watch all the videos because there's a lot of amazing creators out there. We'll see you on November the 7th. We love you. And we're out. Those Midwestern goodbyes go on and on. Am I right?